Welcome back to Broncos Beat. Gentlemen, we talked last segment about the stout defensive performance from the Broncos, but on the other side of the ball, we saw some grit and the will to win on display from this young offense. I really want to start with Drew Lock because he was questionable heading into this game. He was not 100% on Sunday. He got off to another rough start, but he bounced back early and made critical passes when they mattered most. So what do you think this showing says about the Broncos' young quarterback?
It shows everything of why I was such a big Drew Lock fan coming out of Missouri, that he can start a game 0 of 7 and not have his first completion until midway through the first quarter, but it doesn't faze him. That once he started out without completing a pass, 3rd and long, completes it through a tight window to KJ Hamler, runs for a first down, does whatever he needs to do to get the offense back on track. And after that rough start, he was pretty good the rest of the game. A lot of young quarterbacks would have let that shake in them and had a pretty bad performance. But the ability to rebound even on the next drive, I love that about Drew Lock.
And the way that he rebounded, I think, is very important. Now, it's a larger conversation, perhaps not appropriate for this show, but there's a difference between swagger and confidence, real confidence, quiet confidence, okay? Because you can have swagger and the backpack thing and all that. And I could give a damn about the dancing. It doesn't even matter to me. But do you have confidence when things aren't going your way? That quiet confidence. And the way that he came back is so very important because we know he's a gunslinger. Yes. He's got a big arm. Hey, everybody. Like, can you be a game manager? Can you play with a calm mind? That's what the best athletes do. Be a gunslinger at times, show it once in a while, but can you be a game manager? And after that rough start, terrible start, we saw him do just that.
I don't know what happened at the commercial break, but we got a whole new Cecil Lammey with us, and I love it. He's all over the place. I dig it. The thing that I saw out of Drew Lock guy is something that's kind of plagued me over the last couple of weeks as I talked to coaches around the league, and it was there's concern about Drew Lock. And there is a difference in Drew Lock this season than what a lot of people around the league saw at the end of last year. And some people around the league are thinking, is he regressing? Is this are we finding out that he may not be the guy? And there was concern that confidence is getting rattled with the makeup of with him and Pat Shurmur. I think this was a great step forward for him and his offensive coordinator together. I do think there were moments where he showed that poise and that showed that he was not uncomfortable after what he did early on. I think we talk about him using his legs, Alexis, like the 3rd and 13 run, that you put that on film, that you can go out and get a first down with your legs. Now defenses have to account for you in the sense they know he can move a little bit, but also the grit that he showed his teammates. The injury situation that he's gone through in his NFL career draws concern. To go out there and fight through it and show his teammates that there was no way he wasn't going to play in this game shows a lot to the rest of the guys on that side of the ball.
Well, 30 passing attempts for 270 yards, 33 total carries for 189 yards. You guys, was this the balance that we'd been begging for all season?
Beyond just the balance, I like between the passing and the run game, the fact that the carries were almost split between Phillip, Lindsay and Melvin Gordon. I thought that was outstanding. Getting Garrett Bowles and Dalton Reisner out on some pulls to really be able to manhandle defensive linemen and linebackers at the second level to really use their physicality. It was a great balance on both the offense, on the run game and the pass game as well.
This is the recipe that we've been waiting for. This is it. I don't know why we had to wait till week 11, but this is finally what we saw come to fruition for the Denver Broncos. And Chris is right. Getting those big uglies on the move, being the aggressor. They can be the aggressor on defense. We know that. It's Vic Fangio, of course. But be the aggressor on offense. Run the ball down an opponent's throat and set things up nicely for your young quarterback.
I love the way they ran the football. I love the way they picked their spots and how they ran the football. I love that everybody after the game has given Garrett Bowles the love that he deserves for this season. He really has. And Mike Munchak deserves it as well. He has transformed him into a guy that a lot of guys on that side of the ball after him are saying he was mauling people at the offensive line. But the way that they were running the football, I love that they do a lot of it, Cecil, out of the gun. And to me, that could lead to a lot of these RPO type of stuff with Drew Lock, to where maybe he holds on to it, getting him out and bootlegging off of it because of the run. They were able to do more things that make Drew Lock comfortable, I think, Alexis, because they were running the football successfully.
So is it safe to say that Garrett Bowles is getting a Pro Bowl vote from each of you?
Yeah, I can't say that I saw it coming this season. He did show a little bit of improvement last year. The holding penalties are way down this year. He's been one of the most complete, just reliable left tackles in the NFL this season, like we said, the run game, and he's been a very good pass protector as well. In this contract year, for him, financially, it's very good situation. And for Drew Lock and this Broncos offense, it's really paid huge dividends that their first round left tackle is finally coming into his own.
Bowles has always had the heart and the desire. It's the way you get through to him. And every person's wound differently, right? As a manager of people, if you're out there, you know that, you have to treat people differently and get them motivated differently. The Broncos have found the key. Mike Munchak has found the key with Garrett Bowles and certainly deserves to be in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I think nobody's benefited from COVID and what's going on in this season where they're not throwing the flag on the holding than Garrett Bowles. I think he's like the number one beneficiary, the way the league is getting officiated this year. But at the same time, I think his confidence is through the roof, Alexis. And I think that's because Mike Munchak has gotten to him. And the other aspect that nobody really talks about enough is the guy plays every snap. I mean, he's always there. And that is a rarity for a lot of guys in this league. He is an athletic player. He is a guy that just needed to kind of figure it out. And it's kind of fun to watch a guy finally come into his own.
Chris, you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but we finally saw the thunder and lightning with Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay on Sunday. They finished, like you said, with really similar numbers in terms of carries, yards, and average yards per carry. But Gordon got the 2 touchdowns. How dangerous can this combination be?
It can be very dangerous because, like you mentioned, it's thunder and lightning, that their running styles are a little bit different. Phillip Lindsay is going to probably want to bounce it outside a little bit more. He has a little more juice through the second level and can hit those bigger plays. Melvin Gordon's a bigger back. I think he's even better in a short area, a small area in the phone booth between the tackles. That defenses can't try to just win with pure speed, and they can't just load up the box and try to win with heavier personnel, a lot of linebackers on the field, because they can give you 2 different styles of running back. That's what you want. And I think what the guys were saying earlier, being able to play action off that is huge for this offense.